One with less bullet holes. Welcome back to the Lost Cause Ranch! Today we are checking in on our beautiful little 109 Series 2A. This particular one is number 59 of just 811 109 2A NADA. That's a mouthful. But this was a North American edition one. In 1967, they made 811 of them. One of them's here. Number 475 is here in Ted's possession. And ironically enough, we also have one more of these owned by another gentleman in our podunk little Iowa town. And our good buddy Steve and Ike at the Underpowered Hour have a few of them themselves. I guess us Land Rover nerds must group up. Quite a few of you have joined the channel since we originally brought this guy on. And after last year being a little bit of a mess, we've been collecting some parts and we're gonna get rolling on phase one. After the whirlwind of selling off the commercial shop last year and building this new Land Rover repair shop at the ranch. Some of the projects that weren't the LS3 Defender got pushed on the back burner. So in between some of the videos in the next month or so, I'm gonna dabble in some updates on some of the lost projects at the ranch. That's one of them too. But today we are going to check in on what is going on with this beautiful Nada. They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I guess I'm the beholder. But a lot of you have joined the channel since the last video has been up on this particular series, Land Rover. And if you don't remember or did not see, right in this area, we started off the introduction with a crunch. Try a little bit more. That's probably not gonna work. The frame is quite soft in spots. Unfortunately, the engine was quite solid in spots. But surprisingly, with how chooched out the frame, I know I say frame a lot, but I'm just a dumb American. So for how chooched out the chassis is, the body, including the doors and bulkhead, is remarkably solid and quite serviceable. So for phase one, we have quite a bit of the parts collected already. So we can get going on that guy this year. And for phase one, it's gonna be pretty simple. I just want to sure up the frame or chassis and make it safely drivable. That means we are going to take this rear cross member, spring hangers that are less crunchy, a frame kit from Rover's North, along with a new galvanized bumper, and we are going to repair the current chassis. Before you go yelling at me, remember this is phase one. Along with that, we are gonna rehabilitate that 2.6 liter with just a basic new to it pistons with some fresh rings, fresh bearings, and get that guy fired up, back in here, maybe back in here, then fired up, and driving under its own power. There was one video that was fairly popular with this guy. I'm not sure why though. We're down just to this one that has not moved yet. Yeah, that's right, because we took an air hammer to that rare 2.6 liter that was originally in here. So we obviously did a number on that guy to get it freed up. It was quite stuck in there, which means we screwed up a few pistons, and those are hard to come by, along with one connecting rod. So therefore, pretty much a complete rebuild. But luckily, one of you viewers had a set of pistons out of your 109. And we hopped onto Rover's North and got ourselves a complete gasket kit along with a few ignition components. And then to some hard parts. We had one connecting rod in bad shape. We also needed to find some piston rings and some bearings, which isn't the easiest thing to do. Luckily, Mick at Mad Ford Engineering has most of those rounded up now, I believe, or close. And sometime in the near future, those will be shipped across the pond from the UK to right here in Iowa, and we will be able to start reassembling that 2.6 liter with the Westlake head and get it stuffed back in. That guy. So we will have a shored up chassis, a running 2.6 liter, and then we are just going to freshen up the brakes and the suspension because we have a bit of a lean. But then I just want to drive this thing. I mean, my era of Land Rover is P38s, Discoveries, Range Rover Classics. I haven't dabbled in the series stuff quite as much, so I just want something I can putz around in. And I actually very much enjoy what people refer to as the patina on this guy. All these dents have a story, and none of them are creating any sort of drivability or safety issues with it. I mean, exception of that, we'll probably have to put a couple windshields in there. One with less bullet holes. And maybe one door glass, period. But no, after we get this one driving and putzing around, I'll go ahead and order a new galvanized chassis for it, get everything swapped over, and make everything correct. But currently we already have one six-figure Land Rover build going on with that LS3 Defender. Just being able to tool around town in this one is kind of my main goal right now. So here is our vast array of parts that we've collected so far. Vast. We have some small parts. I haven't even opened this up yet. A rotor, got a condenser, some points, distributor cap, oily filter, some wires, main seal, new coil, those pistons, the rest are in that box. We have a single door handle because we have a single door handle missing. We have our gasket set, so many gaskets, our spring hangers for both sides, along with the rear cross member, the plate kit for the frame. This is so we can rebuild this area on either side of the fuel tank. Then we're kind of bare on the inside. We have our seat box, a drive shaft, a couple seats that are in spectacular shape, rear seat folded up. Otherwise, we are pretty empty, as you may be able to see. We have a few of these parts stuffed in our one storage building. And here is some of the other random bits we have laying around from the Nada in our little junk department. Look. A Kalahari. This little short box C10 is on the someday pile of projects. Random racing seat. Then we have this guy, old Datsun 240C. That's the little brothers. Of course, you know how we do it. Chevy V8 with a T56 behind it. This will make it to the shop someday. But man, talk about a frickin' disaster. This is where a bunch of random stuff got tossed when we sold the shop. But there you go. That is the status of number 59. And you will be seeing it back on the channel, hopefully driving out of the new Land Rover shop under its own power, which I may need a little help from you guys with that. I'm looking for a transmission to go behind the 2.6 liter because this one was robbed at some point in its life. So if you have one of those, I'd be interested in talking at you. With that being said, hope you guys are excited to see us finally fix that little mess of the engine I made and get this one under its own power. Appreciate you guys watching, appreciate you subscribing, and we will catch you on the next one with more on the LS3 Defender build. Have a good night. Hopefully the ice isn't too bad. Minor update on the weather around here. It's been up and down, and because of that, Sasha and I have been up and down. That's sweet. We still got some snow on the ground, but it is finally nice enough for Sasha to come sunbathe outside again. It's a shame she wasn't out here supervising when I was plowing snow because we snipped the power to the old shop a few times. We are just doing everything on the up and up here. Must have did something right. We are just having another wonderful weather day. Just a little bit of ice. My nice electrical service is gonna be in rough shape again.